time for What Are the Odds? Presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook. Your app is ready, Emperor.
Back here with JJ as well as Anthony McCarron. And the Jets find themselves favored on Sunday against the Bears, who may or may not have Justin Fields. But Mike White is starting in place of Zach Wilson. That was a big decision by Robert Saleh. Anthony, what are reasonable expectations for him?
Well, I love the fact that he's the guy because we have seen some high highs from him. He's the AFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 8 in that incredible start against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. 405 yards. He was precise. And then we've also seen kind of a crater, right, guys? 4 interceptions against the Bills a couple of starts later there. So anything can happen here. I hope they don't just make him a game manager and have him hand the ball off the whole time, because we've seen some flair from him. So it could be really interesting, with what he can do. I just hope they give him a chance, guys. I mean, JJ, he's got a little bit, he's got something going there.
He has spunk. We saw him play brilliantly. We saw him play terribly, to your point. But here's what I like about Mike White coming in. I don't think he is going to be overwhelmed by the situation. And if you go back to last year, he had a chemistry and he had a rapport with Elijah Moore, who, might I add, has been an MIA in the witness protection program all year because the guy hasn't made a play. So maybe we'll see Elijah Moore break out. And I think the biggest thing for Mike White is make the play that's in front of you. Don't try to do too much. This is Chicago Bear defense that lost Roquan Smith. He's in Baltimore. They traded away Robert Quinn. There are plays to be made. The Bears defense has been putrid over the last 4 to 5 weeks. I want to see him throw the football. Maria, I think he's going to have success.
And he can still ride with that defense as well, as long as he doesn't try to do too much. But if Mike White's the quarterback for the Jets the rest of the season, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Look, Zach Wilson told me all I needed to see Sunday against the New England Patriots. The way he handled himself on the field, it was even worse off the field. So to me, if Mike White is your quarterback, that means he's running the offense. That means he's taking care of the football. And it means that the Jets are winning ball games. To me, if you're pulling Mike White, it means, you're going to Joe Flacco, you're going back to Zach Wilson. And then I would probably lean in the direction, Anthony, that they might fall short when it comes to the postseason. Mike White is your quarterback the remainder of the year, and he's playing well. Jets, I think, have a good chance to be a playoff team.
JJ, I can't help but be curious about what we would see from Zach on the field after he's been humbled in the fashion that he was. I mean, apparently he didn't have a clue of how he was coming off when he was talking about, didn't you make up for the defense there or let them down? Oh, no, he didn't get it. But now I think he's been schooled up, and I wonder what would happen and what would be reflected on the field with him now that he has more of an idea of his standing in the locker room, on the field, in the NFL at large. He's still an incredibly valuable piece as the number 2 pick, JJ. So I do want to see this guy back on the field. I don't think the Jets are winning the Super Bowl this year, so they need to maybe sort out the quarterback situation as well as think about the playoffs.
I think you're going to be happy then, Anthony, because I don't think we've seen the last of Zach Wilson. JJ and Anthony, thank you guys.